Hi, everyone. If we haven't met yet, my name is Kayla, and I'm a Blue Diamond Wellness Advocate in doTERRA and a North American Wellness founder with doTERRA. And I'm so excited you're here today to learn more about this lifestyle and why oils, what they do, all of that good stuff. So, my journey began many, many years ago, about, gosh, 10 years ago, I want to say. And really, how it began was I had tried a lot of essential oils in the past. And to be honest, I was not impressed. I thought a lot of them smelled weird, like alcohol-y. They didn't smell pure to me. They didn't really do anything for me emotionally or really in any way. I didn't get any benefits from them. And so when I got invited to go listen to my first essential oil class, I was very skeptical. I really only went because it was a good friend of mine and there were other friends that were there. So I went for more of the social aspect. And as I sat through that class, things really shifted for me as I learned different things that these oils could really do. And at the time, I was newly pregnant with my first child. And I thought, I really want to find something to swap out cleaning supplies. That was really where I was at in my journey. I wanted to swap out the bleach, the Windex, all of those things that I knew had chemicals in it that I was exposing my baby to. And so, I was intrigued and I was willing to try them for cleaning purposes at the time and really wasn't open to a lot more. However, I got them in my home and I started playing with them and I started reading more about them. And I started noticing how these oils really smelled different than anything else I had ever experienced. I had tried a lot of other brands at this point, and these were different. And I was intrigued. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to start trying them for other things and see what happens. And time after time, I just had amazing experiences, going from, getting sick literally every 4 to 6 weeks to maybe a couple times a year, having debilitating digestive discomfort and really, feeling better, managing my anxious feelings with oils and just, relieving some of that with aromatherapy. And I was able to swap out my cleaning supplies and save a ton of money in the process, just doing my own DIYs and using doTERRA's On Guard Cleaner Concentrate and things like that. So, what happened was I saw things really transform in my health and in my mood and just the empowerment that I felt as a new mom, having something that I could use with my baby safely that helped her was just amazing. And the more that I learned, the more that I wanted other people to understand what these could do for them, because I wanted them to have a similar experience like I did. I wanted them to feel better. Wanted them to have more hope, more empowerment, all of those things. So that's when I decided to start sharing oils. And talking about them both online and in person, and really just helping people understand how they could use these easily in their life. I wasn't, quote unquote, crunchy person prior to oils. Oils were kind of my starting point. Um, and initially I was like, I don't know, these are too hard to use. And I quickly realized, just especially when you have support, how easy they are to use, both safely and effectively, and how just the average person could really benefit and utilize these oils for so many different things. So today I want to share with you what I call essential oils made easy. And it is kind of like a class, but really, designed to help you learn more about what these oils can do and how you might use them in your life. And I want to share, both things about oils in general, as well as just, how I actually use these oils in my home. So I am going to share a PowerPoint with you because it helps me stay on track and it gives you something to kind of view so that you know what I'm talking about. and to make it a little bit easier for you. So let's dive right in to this presentation. So today, I'm going to go over a few things that I hope will really empower you. We're going to talk about three cool things about oils that are just unique to oils. We're going to talk about the three ways to use oils in your home and the top oils. And I want to go over kind of some of their main uses and also how you can get oils into your home if you don't yet have them. So let's talk about, let me go forward real quick, a few things that are unique to oils that are really good to understand. So the first thing is that they're safe. Um, they give you benefits without side effects. The only side effect you could ever have with oils really is that you might have a skin sensitivity. We all have different threshold as far as the sensitivity goes on our skin. We might need more dilution. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but they are meant to balance the body, to be a tool for the body to use. They're not meant to force changes, especially negative changes in the body. So they're extracts from plants and they have amazing health benefits. So what I want you to understand about oils is when, in the pharmaceutical industry, when they look at creating something, they actually look at nature first and they see like how different herbs and plants operate to help the body, and then they create something synthetic within the pharmaceutical world, because you can't patent a plant, you can't patent something natural in that way. So there's no money in it. There's not money in it like there is in pharmaceuticals, but that's where they start. um, so plants have amazing health benefits for us, and because you're using doTERRA, you get the certified peer tested grade. And yes, that is a marketing term. And the reason why is because there's absolutely zero regulation within the essential oil industry. You can literally put whatever you want in that bottle. Doesn't even have to be the same plant that's listed. It can say 100% pure and not actually be close to that. They could have diluted it. They could have added other plants to it. They could have synthetically changed it to make it smell a certain way, even though it doesn't have the benefits to the body. So, what doTERRA did is they said, okay, there's no standard. So, we want to let you know what our standard is. And so they created what's called CPTG, and it is basically saying these are the standards that we follow here at doTERRA. This is what you can expect from us. So we only source our plants from the native location. So you will see that we actually source plants from all over the world. We only source them sustainably. They can't be sustainably sourced. We're not going to do it. We're not going to endanger the environment. And often our process is a zero waste process. A lot of times, the byproduct of the plant that we're getting the oil from is actually the part that, other industries don't need, right? Maybe, like, for instance, wild orange, the oil comes from the rind, whereas most people want the inside to make a juice out of, right? So we really encourage our farmers to use the whole plant, and do other things with the part that we don't utilize. And the other amazing part is Google co-impact sourcing, and you can actually see the sourcing stories from so many of our growers. But we work with micro farmers, so sometimes these families will have 1 acre, 2 acres, and we will provide the seedlings for them, so that they can actually start their own business without having to have massive startup costs or things like that. And so we're really helping create hundreds of thousands of jobs all around the world, often in very impoverished conditions, where we are able to bring in medical supplies, schools, running water. It is just an amazing thing to be a part of, that when you purchase a bottle of oil, you are literally benefiting families all over the world that are now making a living wage, that are able to send their kids to school. Like, just so many beautiful stories that are out there. The other part to this is that we actually test our oils more than any other company. If you head to source2u.com, you can actually see all of the testing that doTERRA puts their oils through several times throughout the process. And we have never sold an oil that didn't pass all of the testing. Now, typically, if we reject an oil, other oil companies, surprisingly enough, will buy it because they don't care if it, doesn't. They don't have as stringent of standards as DoTerra does. So while I'm talking about this, I'm also going to go over some of the top oils and how you use them. So peppermint. Peppermint is a very well-known oil. It's very energizing. It's great for giving you that energy boost. It's also great for respiratory support. It's naturally cooling to the body. So if you're feeling warm, you can dilute it and, put it on the feet, on the back of the neck, on the spine, and it will actually naturally help reduce body temperature. It's also amazing for head tension. It acts as a vasodilator. So it actually helps open up those tense veins so that you feel relief. So what I do is I dilute it and I put it on my forehead and on my temples, and I'll just reapply it as needed. And it works so well for me personally. It's also great for nausea and tummy discomfort. You can actually dilute it and put it over your belly. You can have a drop or two in your water. doTERRA oils are very, very pure. There's nothing added or taken away, and they're also very consistent over time. So when you buy a bottle of oil today and 1, 2 years from now, they're going to be very similar in their chemical makeup so that you get the same benefits. So, number two, they are effective. And what do I mean by that? So, let me give you an example. So, we're all made of cells, right? Pretend this is a cell. Now, bacteria exists often on the outside of the cell, can make us feel icky, right? Viruses are in the inside of the cell, also make us feel icky. Now, what's amazing is that there are not really many pharmaceuticals that can break that cellular membrane and get inside the cell, but essential oils can. So, essential oils can actually permeate that cell membrane and stop different threats from replicating. So, to basically support your immune system and fighting things off so that you can stay feeling good, and how you're meant to feel. So this was always so fascinating to me that they could permeate that cell membrane and really operate on a cellular level in our bodies, because that's really where you want the support, right? That's typically where the root cause of most things come from. Now, a lot of times we are just like masking the symptom, right? We feel discomfort, we want to feel better, but it doesn't often address the underlying problem that exists. And so, what I love about oils is that not only can it help maybe the symptom that we're managing, but it can address that root problem on a cellular level as well. So, a really good example of this is On Guard, which is a blend. So, you'll see that I'm sharing some single oils and some blends. Oil blends are basically just a group of different oils that work really synergistically together for a common cause. So, for instance, On Guard has oils like clove, rosemary, cinnamon, can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but a group of oils that are all really good at supporting the immune system and work really well together. So, On Guard is one of my most used oils, one of my favorite oils, because this is what has really supported my immune system. So, just some easy ways to use it. You could add a drop to your water. It's a little warm because of that cinnamon and clove. You could also add it to a capsule that you can just open, add a drop of oil, close it, take it like a pill. And doTERRA does sell those capsules as well. Or different health foods have vegetable capsules as well. You can also dilute it and put it on the feet or the spine, help it absorb into the bloodstream so that your body can use it as a tool to fight things off. It's also very cleansing. So it's a great one to clean with, to add to your maybe your different DIY cleaning stuff. It's a great one to diffuse in a diffuser. We're going to go over what that is in a minute. But basically, it can help get rid of unwanted germs that might be in the air and just really cleanse the air that's around you. And it smells like fall to me in a bottle. I absolutely, On Guard is my most diffused blend because I love the idea that not only does it just smell good and like a fall, like warming blend, but also I love that it is cleaning the air around me. It's always very important, especially if one of my kids is feeling under the weather. We put the On Guard in right away. So, Number three, they're affordable. And what I mean by this is that, at least in the US, our healthcare is gone rapidly downhill, I would say, over the years. I know, I live in a smaller community, but it takes a really long time to get into a doctor. It's a really long wait, and they're very impacted. And it's been hard to find a good doctor. Has been challenging here. Um, we spend 6.5 trillion on global healthcare a year. It's a ton. So we have copays, we have deductibles, we have insurance premiums that we pay. And not that I'm telling you to get rid of your insurance. I still have insurance. I definitely want that, just in case. But what I can tell you is we are able to address a lot of things at home, um, to keep us well, so that we don't need to make as many appointments, go to the doctor as often, because we know when we do that, it takes lots of time. Then we have our deductibles, our copays, and all of that. And it can get quite expensive, for a lot of us. So essential oils are just pennies per dose. And what I really want to point out is that when you have a 15 ml bottle of essential oil, like the one pictured here, there are around 250 drops in there. When you are using them, you only need a drop or two per application. So very minimal amounts to get a big return on. So for instance, lemon is maybe 5 cents a drop, maybe. And you only need a drop or two to make a difference in your body. So pennies per dose, and they're going to last you for quite a long time. So here's lavender. We all know about lavender, don't we? Lavender is all things calming, calming for the mind, calming for the skin, any redness or irritation, itching. So perfect for the skin. It's very soothing. So this is my favorite oil for babies. You can heavily dilute it and apply it to their belly if they're having any sort of tummy aches, that kind of thing. It is also really great for sleep and calming. So just a really great oil to help promote a more restful sleep, to help, mitigate, feelings of anxiousness, that kind of thing. And it's also great, like I said, for the skin. So we use it for any sort of bug bites or itchiness or things like that. It's good for hair growth. So you can actually add it to your shampoo and help support the hair growth in that way. It is kind of like one of those Swiss Army knives of essential oils that can really it really does a lot. Okay, so let's talk about the three different ways to utilize oils in your home. I kind of have alluded to these throughout, but just to kind of really, highlight them. So you have aromatic, which again is a diffuser. So a diffuser, here's one example. This is our Volo diffuser, but a diffuser is something that you add water to, and you put maybe 5 or 6 drops of oil total in there. And what it does is it disperses the essential oil into the air without heating or cooling it, without creating, um, water in the air. We do have a diffuser that is a diffuser and a humidifier. It's called our Dawn humidifier. It is the only one that also adds moisture to the air. Regular diffusers are not a humidifier. They're just a way to disperse the essential oil in the air. When you diffuse oils, there's a few different things that happen. They're really good for your mood. So whether you're looking to calm someone down or uplift the mood, it can help with that. They're really good for cleansing the air, like I talk about, getting rid of odors in the air, getting rid of maybe unwanted germs in the air, that kind of thing. They're also great at opening airways, so if you're feeling like, you need some breathing support, you can have the diffuser going next to you. And they're also great for sleep. So you can actually have the diffuser going next to you all night with, oils that are good for sleep, like lavender, like a blend we have called Serenity, where they help promote a more restful sleep. And so that way you're less likely to wake up during the night, and you have that calming scent coming to you all the time. This is the easiest way to use oils. It's the easiest way to transition into using oils. But it is only one of the ways that you can actually use doTERRA oils. So all of doTERRA oils can be diffused, if you like the smell of them. Some of them obviously work better in different ways, but you can always diffuse any of them that you would like. The second way is topical, which just simply means applying to the skin. Now, what you want to do when you apply oils to the skin is you always want to dilute. Because oils are so potent and powerful, we don't need them at full strength. So you can actually mix with a fatty based oil. So, one example, the one that I use the most is this one. It's called fractionated coconut oil. It's basically coconut oil that is liquefied and scentless and is just really great for diluting because it absorbs really easily, all of those things. And when you get started, you're given dilution charts and things like that to make it really easy. But the basic way is you just add a drop of essential oil in your hand, a couple drops of coconut oil for an adult, and you apply where you need it. So this gives you localized benefits. So for instance, if your shoulder is causing you trouble, you would apply to your shoulder. If your tummy is upset, you would apply over your tummy. Now, if you just wanted to get the oils into your body for overall support, you could apply to the feet and the spine. That's where I typically apply for my kids, especially those immune support oils when I'm wanting to support their immune system. So, this is probably the top way that I personally use my oils and works really well for us. And yeah, it's made a big difference. And lastly, this is definitely only for doTERRA oils. Um, you'll see if you go to your grocery store or whatnot, most of those oils are going to say don't put on your skin, don't ingest. Um, and a lot of times it's because like they haven't been fully tested. You might not have the most pure oil, to be honest. Um, but doTERRA oils, many of them can be used internally. It will say on the bottle, it will tell you on the bottle, it will have supplemental facts on the bottle. If you can use it internally, it will tell you that you can add to water. And if you can't, it'll say that it's for topical and aromatic use only. So it's always on the bottle if you can use it internally. There's a few ways to do this. You can add a couple of drops in your water. You don't really need more than that. If you're going to add to water, you need to make sure that you put it in glass, ceramic, or stainless steel because oils can break down petrochemicals, which are often found in low grade plastics. It could break those down. And you don't want that to do that. Now, what's really great is that they can also do that in our bodies. So we often will hold what we call petrochemicals. They often attach to our fat cells, and we want to be able to gently detox those out. We all are exposed to those things that we touch, things that we drink out of, tap water, just our environment in general. We're always being exposed to those. So it's a really great way to detox them out of your body. And citrus oils are a primary way of doing that. So you could add just, a drop or two to your water. You can also use a veggie cap, which I talked about earlier, but that's this empty HPMC capsule. Super easy to use. You break them open, put a drop or two in. You can add some olive oil if your stomach is really sensitive or if that's a preference of yours. You do not have to. Put the top on, take it like a pill. You can also drop a drop of oil under your tongue with many oils. I would caution you against doing this with oils that feel hot on your skin, like oregano, cloves, cinnamon, those kind of oils that are just naturally really hot. Yeah, it doesn't feel so good if you drop those under your tongue. But for the majority of them, that method works great. So that's another way that you can utilize them internally. And again, when you utilize an oil internally, you need very small amounts. You really only need a drop or two to support your entire body. You very small amounts just more often is the rule of thumb with oils because our bodies do metabolize them pretty quickly. They recognize them, they put them to work. They don't sit in our liver like, a pharmaceutical would, because our bodies know what they are and they can just give them a job and put them to work, basically. Okay, let's jump into a few more oils. And I am going over mostly what we call the top 10 oils. And this is because these are the 10 or the main oils that a lot of people choose to have in their homes because it covers most of what might come up. So when you have this group of oils, you're going to basically have something to turn to when it's 3 a.m. and something's going on with you or your child, and you want something to support yourself. So our breathe blend is our respiratory blend. In other countries, this is called easy air. And it's basically all things respiratory. So maintaining clear airways, soothing the lungs and the sinuses, and just, supporting the inflammatory response. Great ways to use this are just in the diffuser or applying over your chest diluted, or even just breathing it in from your hands. It really will open your airways and support any breathing difficulties that you're having, as well as like soothing that area. So if you're having any discomfort, Breathe is an amazing, amazing blend. If you, have that like spasm in your chest, Breathe is a great one to turn to. Okay, wild orange. I like to mention wild orange because it is a really interesting oil and that it is both relaxing and uplifting and energizing. And it's really cool because wild orange knows where your body's at, based on its circadian rhythm. So it can be used for both sleep support and energy. And your body actually knows what to do with it depending on the time of day that it is and where your body's at in its rhythm. If it's winding down for bed, it can help, relax you and help with a more restful sleep. If it's in the morning and you're trying to get energy, it can help energize you. And it's also really great for the mood. Citrus oils are just naturally great for uplifting the mood. It is also, it's an oil I love to clean with. Citrus oils are just naturally cleansing. They're detoxifying to the body in a very gentle way. It's one that I love to add to my water. It tastes really good. And it's also great for when you're feeling a bit anxious. It can be really good for just helping kind of calm the mood a little bit. And if you are somebody that maybe doesn't respond to lavender, maybe lavender isn't calming to you, I would always suggest going with wild orange. It's kind of a good swap if you're looking for similar benefits, but you're not responsive to lavender in the same way. There's a small amount of the population that just doesn't respond, it doesn't calm them. So wild orange would be a good one to use. Deep blue. Oh, this one's so good. Deep blue is also called ice blue in some of our other countries, and it is all things discomfort. So whether you have cramps or head tension, or you pulled a muscle, or you're sore from working out, or whatever it is, your muscles and joints are just aching, you want to dilute deep blue and apply it wherever you need it. This blend is meant to be used topically wherever you need that support for your body. If your feet are hurting, rub some on your feet diluted. If your neck's hurting, on your neck. It is almost like a natural icy hot, but without the unnecessary toxic chemicals added to it. So it's a natural form, and it can also help with the inflammatory response that's happening in the body. And that is something that you definitely want for soothing that discomfort. Digestin. This is also called Zengest in some of our other countries, and this is our digestive blend. And I'm sharing a lot of blends because they work so well. And when you have a blend, you don't have to have all of the individual oils that are in it. You can just use the blend and get maximum support. So this is good for anything upset tummy related, motion sickness, occasional nausea, or if you are pregnant, this is really good for pregnancy nausea as well. It's also great for just digestion and in general. If you are feeling like, you know, your stomach is just not doing what it should, or you want support with your bowel movements, those kinds of things, Digestin is going to be one of your best friends. Another hack I love with this oil is that it's actually really, really good for sinus pressure and tension. I will dilute it and apply it over my sinuses, obviously being very careful not to get it in my eyes, but it helps break up that tension so, so well. I absolutely love it. Lemon. So again, citrus oils naturally uplifting to the mood. They're also very cleansing. So these are great ones to add to cleaning, like DIY cleaning stuff. So I will take a cup of white vinegar, like 20 drops of essential oil. Often I use lemon, and the rest water, and like a 16-ounce spray bottle, and I will use that as like an all-purpose cleaner. It works really, really well. But lemon's a great one to clean with. It's a natural degreaser, so it's great as like a natural goo gone. It's also really good for a natural detox in the body. So, a drop or two in your water can just naturally help hold petrochemicals from your body and different toxins and help you release them so that you're just kind of giving your body that gentle cleanse without any of the negative side effects that often can come with cleansing. Frankincense. Oh man, this is like the king of oils. You do not know what oil to use, reach for frankincense. You will never ever go wrong because it is so versatile and what it can do. So it supports your cells, basically helping your cells know which ones to replicate and which ones to help kill off. You want healthy cells. When your cells are healthy, your body feels better, your body is happier. And frankincense can do this. This is one oil that I often recommend utilizing daily, just a drop under the tongue can have massive health benefits, just like across the board. So it also is really good for mood regulation and just mood balancing. So whether you just need something grounding or you're feeling down, it is really, really powerful for mood. And it's also great for the nervous system. So if you're feeling, like I said, experiencing some anxious feelings, maybe feeling a little agitated, it's a very grounding oil. It is great for discomfort. It is great for the inflammatory system. There's literally nothing it can't do. It's anti-aging for the body and the skin. So age spots, wrinkles, sunspots, any of those, you want to be using frankincense. You can add it to your moisturizer at night. You can dilute it and just apply it where you would like it. But it is an incredible oil. It is one that I never want to be without because it does so much for the body. It also is good for the immune system. Really, there's not anything it's not good for. Like you name it, it can probably help with it. Okay. The last thing that I want to mention real quick is actually some of our supplements. And you might be like, wait, this is an essential oil company. Why is she talking about supplements? This is actually one of our top selling products. And the reason is because just like oils, supplements are also zero regulation on the market. Nobody regulates supplements. Like literally, they can put whatever they want in them. And unfortunately, a lot of them that are on the shelf these days are just not great quality. They're all synthetically made in a lab. They're not bioavailable at all, so that they don't absorb correctly in the body. You end up really just excreting a lot of them in your urine. And you've probably noticed that with maybe if you've ever taken one of those mega multivitamins. They're just not doing any good for your body. And so I never knew this. And when I learned this, I was like, huh, okay. And that was actually when I was working with a naturopath and I was taking a lot of high grade supplements and feeling a little better. But I had a lot of digestive discomfort for many, many, many years, like debilitating, painful, horrible. And I decided to try the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is our daily supplements. It's a pack of 3. They're all meant to be taken daily. And within less than 6 months, I was feeling so much better, more energy, better mood. My skin looked better, less achy, and my digestive symptoms were basically gone, like gone. And this was something I had struggled with for over 10 years. So this was a really big deal to me. This was almost 8.5, 9 years ago, and I still take these every day. Because even when I don't take them for a day, I notice a massive difference because they just help my body so much. So what's in them? There are 3 different bottles, 3 different types of pills. And your question might be, well, why don't they just pack it all into one pills? That's what the other companies do. Because when you pack it all into like a mega vitamin, your body cannot break it down appropriately. So basically, they've packed it down as much as they can to where your body can still digest it and utilize it. So everything in these is bioavailable, meaning that it comes from whole food, nutrient dense sources versus made in a lab, because that is what's going to have a better impact on your body. They also studied what is an average American diet like. And then they made the ranges for what you need versus just throwing out, here, take this much vitamin A, this much vitamin D. Um, these ranges are in the optimal range for based on what an average American diet is. So the Microplex VMZ is our whole food multivitamin and mineral support. So all of those micronutrients and, A through Z vitamins that you need. The Alpha CRS is an antioxidant, cellular energy, and longevity complex. And it's basically meant to support your cells and being healthy and happy, and antioxidant support, this one's a really big player when it comes to energy. You can actually buy the pack without those if you didn't want to incorporate them, but I've tried both. And for me, like, I gotta have those. Like, they make a big difference for me. And then the XC Omega is our omega 369 fatty acids and very minimal amounts of essential oils like clove, which is one of the highest antioxidants in the world. Also, frankincense, which we know kind of does a little bit of everything on the body. And a lot of these essential oils in there are really good for supporting the inflammatory system in the body and helping balance that. So we also have a vegan version, but basically these are amazing. And doTERRA goes above and beyond when they source every single ingredient. They look at where can we find the best source for this that, will support the most people and that will be most bioavailable to the body so that you can absorb it and utilize it and not just pee it out. I don't really know another way to say that. So we're just going with it. And what's great about these is that they have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you take them for 30 days and you're like, you know what, these weren't for me, I didn't notice anything, return, they'll give you all your money back. They very rarely have them returned. That's how good they are. But I like knowing that there's no risk because I've tried a lot of crappy vitamins that did nothing for me. So, when you're going to invest in high quality vitamins, you want to make sure that they're going to actually work for you. And then we have a few others that you can add on at reduced savings that are really amazing for the body, including Terrazyme, which is our digestive enzymes, which really help the body break down carbs and fats and sugars and proteins and lactose and gluten so that your digestive system is operating at its best. And it also provides you with more energy and less discomfort if you tend to have tummy discomfort as well. And then the PB Assist is our pre and probiotic, which supports a healthy gut and immune system. And they're double encapsulated, so they travel further down into your colon and your intestines to give your body that good bacteria that you want to be able to fight stuff off. So it's just a daily probiotic. Probiotics are huge when it comes to our mood, when it comes to our brain health, our immune health, our gut health, just really make a massive difference, and definitely something that I always recommend that people are utilizing. Okay, let's get to the good part. So you've been hearing me talk all about these oils and these amazing products, and you might be thinking, okay, great. Tell me how I get them. How do I get them? So you have a couple of options for purchasing, and it's super simple. So you can get a wholesale account for free. Yes, you heard that, for free. In the US and Canada, we offer a free wholesale account, which gives you 25% off the retail price. And there's no fee. We're waiving that $35 fee. And there's no buying requirements. You basically will have information to log in online and use your discount if you want. If you never log in and use it, nothing happens. If you never buy again, nothing happens. There's no contracts. There's no auto ships required. Now, we do have an optional rewards program if you want to earn, points from your purchases to put towards free product, those kinds of things, but it's completely optional and it can be started or stopped at any time. The second option is what I call below wholesale. And this is basically our starter kits. So we have starter kits. I'm going to show a couple of them to you now that give you a group of products, like the most popular products, priced below wholesale. So you're getting an even better deal on these. You're also getting the free account, and there's no auto ships or buying requirements. Now, here's the fun part. When you purchase 100 PV, PV is what we call product value. It's basically doTERRA's kind of currency. If it's oils, it's almost always equal to dollar amount. So let's say purchase around $100, you're going to get free shipping. You're also going to get welcome gifts. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And then at 150, you're going to get a free gift from doTERRA. Right now, it's a pebble diffuser that could change in the future. But depending on what you decide to start with, there's different incentives that you can unlock. Totally up to you. You can decide to do one item. You can decide to do a starter kit. You get to decide, which is the beautiful part, depending on your needs, your budget, and what you want to do. So let me go over just a few things that you can expect from me. So when you get started with me, I'm going to take really good care of you. I love to provide good customer service. I love to make sure your questions are answered. The last thing I ever want is for someone to purchase oils and not know what to do with them. Because I don't want you to waste your money. I want you to experience what I have. I want you to feel the empowerment that I have. I want you to feel better. And so I want to work with you to answer your questions, to tell you how to use your oils. Um, I am going to offer you a welcome package when you spend 100 PV, and you're going to get my favorite reference book. You're going to get some empty roller bottles so you can make your own blends. You're going to get a storage bag. And sometimes I have other promotions going on, so you can always contact me if you want to learn more about that. You're also going to get a wellness consultation if you choose. All of this is completely optional, but if you want to get on the phone with me or through email or text and anytime ask me your questions or come up with a protocol for your needs, or what do I do with this oil, or I'm dealing with this, what can I use? I'm going to be there for you to do those things, to answer those questions, right? The other thing is you're going to get access to so much education. So we have weekly videos, live videos in our Facebook group. We have units or guides that are all organized by topic so that you always, can kind of look up different things. We also have a private website that I created that is just, it's kind of my favorite thing. That goes over different topics, from pets and oils to pregnancy to supplements to immune support to stress to mood. And so you can go through these different topics and look at protocols or different oils that would be recommended for those different things. We also have an A to Z oil guide, which is also one of my favorite things, where when you're like, I have this oil and I have no idea what to do with it, you can go into our oil A to Z oil guide and choose that specific oil and come up with uses and recipes that I try to constantly be adding to, so that you don't have an oil that just kind of goes to waste. So I make sure that you know how to use your oils. We have monthly giveaways. We have places where you can ask questions. I have text support. You can text me anytime. There's just so much. And again, it's all optional. If you're like, I just want to buy oils and I don't want any of that, you just tell me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And you just reach out if you need anything from me. But I definitely make sure that you are well taken care of. So I really love to support you and make sure that you just have such a great experience and know what to do with your product. So let's talk about some of these starter kits just to give you an idea of what these look like. Okay, I'm just going to go over a few of them briefly because I want you to have an idea. Again, you can start with any product, and I'm going to give you my web address so you can go and check things out. But for instance, here's the Healthy Habits Kit. This is where you can get a little bit of supplements and some of the top oils as well. And these are all priced differently. They're all in different price ranges depending on where you want to start. But here's what I want to point out to you. That's a big savings. Because you're getting these bundled together, you're saving that much than if you were to try to go and buy them individually. And sometimes, these are smaller bottles of oils. They're not offered unless you buy them in a kit, which I appreciate that they give you that, because then you have the option to kind of sample them a little bit and try them out. In the 5 ml bottles, which are these, there's around 80 drops. So you still get a lot of use out of them to kind of figure out what your favorites are. But this is what I mean by below wholesale. When you purchase a starter kit, you're getting an even better deal than you would purchasing them individually. Can you still buy one or two items or create your own kit, with 10? Of course. But when you get one of the pre-made kits, you can't swap anything out, but you're going to get a better deal. We have our healthy start kit, which is basically I talked about almost all of these in this class here. And then you get the pebble diffuser. Now, what I want you to notice is that these are the smaller 5 ml bottles. So these are great for someone that kind of wants to dip their toes in the sand. They just want to, you know, kind of see what this is all about and try them out before they jump into the bigger bottles. This is an option. So again, you can buy the smaller bottles, or we have another kit that has the bigger bottles. For less than twice the price, you are getting 3 times the amount of oil because you're getting the 15 mLs and you're getting an upgraded diffuser. You're getting this frosted glass diffuser, which is really awesome. So just so you kind of understand those options a little bit. And then there's also this Aroma Touch kit that actually gives you a free training with Dr. Hill on the best way to apply these for overall homeostasis in the body. It's a very powerful technique. These are also really great oils to have on hand, but this is another option. And I'm only showing you a few of the options. There are actually several other starter kits that are available to you. And these prices are in US, but I do have a global team. So if you're in another area and you want information on products in your area and the pricing in your currency, I can provide that to you. And again, you can join me no matter where in the world that you live. So here's the last option, which is what I talked about in the beginning. You can get a free account for a year. You save $35. We're waiving that account fee. You just have to purchase one item. Now, can you get more? Absolutely. So if you're like, those kits look great, but I need something specifically for these 3 issues, reach out and we'll create something for you with the best oils to target whatever you have going on. So we can always make sure that we get that done for you. So if you are ready to get started, you can send me a message or you can go to www.mywelloiledlife.com/get started. And that will take you to my ordering website where you can choose to customize your own things, like whatever you want to start with, or you can choose a starter kit. Totally up to you. And if you want to reach out to me before then, you can email me at Kayla Monson. So it's KaylaMonson at live.com. And we can have a conversation about what would meet your needs and come up with a plan for you as far as what products to purchase for whatever you're struggling with specifically. So I should have put that on the screen, but didn't. But hopefully you caught that. If not, you can always message me or find me on Instagram at my well oiled life, and you can always message me there as well. One other thing I want to mention is that there's 3 types of people that purchase oils with me. One is a customer. They just want to they just want to use their oils for themselves. And I want you to know that as a wholesale customer, you are never required to sell anything. You actually can't as a wholesale customer. You use your oils for you have 0 requirements. That's it. Now, we do have a refer a friend program where you can actually earn doTERRA dollars that can be used like cash on the site when you refer a friend. And as a customer, you will have a referral link where you get a reward when a friend or family member uses your link to purchase. And I do all the continuing education. They can be added to all of our resources, etc. But if you really loved your oils and you thought, you know what, I would love to get my oils paid for, make an extra $500 or maybe $1,000, whatever that is for you, we also have the option for you to be a wellness advocate where you can share your link, you can teach if you would like, you can share in any way that you would like and earn commissions. So if that is something that you are interested in, let's chat because I have tons of training and mentoring where I will personally mentor you and help you grow to your goal. And that's always an option as well. It's always optional. And if you want to start as a customer and see how it goes, you can always upgrade for free to a wellness advocate anytime at a later point. The only difference between a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate is that as a wellness advocate, you have the option to sell product and earn commission. We all get the same discount, we all get the same rewards, which I love. I think that you should always have access to the same things. So I love that doTERRA does it that way. But there's always that option if you want to work with me in that capacity. And I have so much training waiting for you. So that was all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed that class. I hope that that gave you a lot of great information. And if you are ready to get started, again, go to www.mywelloiledlife.com/get started or reach out to me via Instagram at my well oiled life. You can ask any questions and we can help you get started. And I cannot wait to support you in your oil journey, help you learn more, and thank you for being here with me today.